What's going on, everyone? Today's review is going to be a fun one. It's a very interesting game, no doubt, but the story, I don't get to do a lot with this theme, and it's a personal sweet spot for me. I was pretty much clear of that busy spell, and then my PC started shitting the bed, so now I gotta scrounge up to see if I can get one as fast as I can, which ain't cheap. But till then, I'm just going to keep this one running as long as possible, play games on my PlayStation. The only issue is going to be transferring clips. That's going to take me a little bit longer than normal, so just bear with me. Either way, the question of the day is Still Wakes the Deep worth $35? Let's find out. My name is Tanner. This is For Your Money, a different kind of review. And be on the lookout for 3 cosmic horror movies I love. Comment them down below. I'm going to enter you in for a chance to win this game. It's the 1970s. You feel the shoes of a man named Kaz, a man on the run and away from his wife and kids on an oil rig known as the Bira D. As fate would have it, the police caught on to Kaz's plan, but during his departure, the drill of the oil rig had drilled through something. Something the team couldn't identify. Something the drill had a hard time getting through. Something that awoke a slumbering being of the deep. The goal now is to get everyone off the rig as the being infests it and brings it to a watery grave. So here's the deal. I fucking love this story. I love everything about it. As a lot of you will know, this is cosmic horror, and this game is true to that definition from start to finish. Now what this means is the story, it's not going to have any kind of revelation. You're a character in a situation, it's unexplainable, and you're just here to play the part in this specific time of their life. Vagueness is a big factor, so if that isn't your fancy, then yeah, the story's gonna fall off for you. Most of the narrative you get is going to be from phone calls from everyone around the oil rig talking about their current situation, like where they are, how the flooding is. And you also sometimes get a brief snippet of their life because they're reflecting, because death is their only outcome. And you're going to see a few flashbacks of Kaz's life before the incident, showcasing who he was as a person. And there's some other story bits, but I'm not going to ruin them because just how they come about is fucking awesome. Now, the way the cosmic horror works, how did the being get there? I don't know. It's always been there as far as the universe is concerned, and that's just how that works. It's my personal favorite genre of movies, and it's not for everyone, but those who do love it, this is going to be your next story that you have to dive into. Chinese Room is known for their slower paced games like walking simulators such as Dear Esther or Everybody's Gone to Rapture. So not much interactive gaming there. Even for their Amnesia game, it's not a lot of interactivity on the level that Still Wakes the Deep has. Yes, it can feel a bit slow, and it is a bit slow, especially in the beginning of the game, learning the basic controls. But once things start to kick off, you see that it's not just another walking game. You're gonna run away from the cosmic horrors that be. You'll hide from enemies trying to hunt you, though the areas are a bit staged, not like an Outlast hide and seek kind of gameplay, a little more area specific and simpler. Now you'll also be the hand of Kaz by moving levers in the indicated direction, such as pulling a handle down by flipping it down on the joystick or S on the keyboard. And then it can get a little bit more action gamey feel with the mantle mechanic. Run and jump to a ledge and press the corresponding button to make sure you don't fall, or hanging from cable supports as you make your way across a gap that leads to yet another watery grave. It has a lot of varying but yet similar mechanics that bump this past a walking simulator and more into an interactive story/survival game. If you've been a part of this channel for a bit, then you know that I love a good story, or in this case, a sequence of events in somebody's life that's nothing but interesting. Now, whether it be a shooter or something like Firewatch, some are just more fun to play than others, and luckily this game has a fun element to it. Throwing items to lure enemies away while you try to sneak to get to your objective at hand, it's very anxiety inducing, and that's the kind of horror that I love. Like, jump scares are fine, and they can be fun at times, usually with friends, but overall it's just bland and cheap, which is why I love the gameplay style that they went with. It added more tension and feelings of unease, which the look behind you button always gave me. Now, the couple of issues that I did have with the gameplay were I felt that the running was not as useful as it could have been. Now look, I'm not looking for a full-on sprint, but it almost felt like just a faster walk, but now Kaz's hands were swinging faster by his side. The other issue I had was the enemy UI. It just felt kind of off. So you only ever deal with one monster at a time, and whenever you throw items for them to go investigate so you can slip by, it doesn't feel like they always go where you threw said object, and you kind of just feel like a cornered rat at times, waiting for them to move, because running a far distance in anything other than the situations that it calls for it's not a feasible option. So I just feel like there's room for improvement in both of these aspects to make it a more smoother gaming experience. Though, for the most part, I love the gameplay, especially the practical side of it, swimming through sludge-infested waters, jumping and swinging from pits, even some of the better designed areas for the monsters to chase you down. It is fun. Design of the game was just fucking spectacular. It's always tough to try and get designs that people haven't seen before, and then you have to take and categorize your theme into parts that make sense. And while not everything is entirely unique, for example, the monsters are a mash of the Thing mixed with the creature you play in Carrion, but it is still awesome body horror, and it works. Now the best part is the overall design of what's actually taking over the oil rig. It's very otherworldly. It feels alive and vivid in a way that just feels unexplainable. See, the hammer on the damn head with their cosmic horror take. It was superbly designed in a way that the game needed no time clock counting down the disaster, because we watched this thing grow into the bigger incident that it was becoming. Now what also helped it feel fresh was the setting it chose, a Scottish oil rig. Now let me tell you something. Subtitles are an absolute godsend, because without them, I would have had no fucking idea what anybody was talking about in this game, and this is fine for me because I'm a subtitle connoisseur, and I love seeing what they meant in the subtitles versus what they said, so you could still experience the Scottish lingo of pure jibber jabber. I loved it, but without subtitles, you would have had not a damn clue what they were talking about.
I am sick to fucking bacon of you gobshites messing with my operation.
Overall for me, Still Wakes the Deep is worth 30 out of $35. Now I did take 5 smacks off for the UI issues I was having. I thought it was fair. Other than that though, this is one of the best horror games to come out this year. It seems nowadays that we get stuff like Panic Core or another Backrooms game, so this just felt like a breath of fresh air, as well as much needed in the world. It's one of my favorite pieces of cosmic horror art, and that's what this game is. It's art. But I do also go as far as to say that this is my favorite Chinese room game, and I cannot wait to see what they do in the future. That's all I got, folks. Be sure to comment those 3 movies I put in the video so I can go ahead and enter you in a chance to win. I will run this contest for 9 days after the release of this video. Do not forget to subscribe, and I will be back on another video.